Right, hello guys. How are we all? Lots of people joined already. Hello Papley, how are you? Yes, I'm drinking beer, just a bottle of lager. Right, let's see what we've got here. Quite a few comments already. Inverness, Birmingham, Germany. Very first Misty Live, eh, Paul? You may not be back again. Yeah, hello William Callan. I'm in the northwest of England as well, and it is damp and rainy. North Carolina, hello Robbo. Yeah, lots of familiar faces as usual. Nice to see you all. Right, apologies for the cock up with the live feed that was supposed to be a few minutes ago. Unfortunately, it locked it into portrait orientation on the phone, and I couldn't get out of it, so I had to create another YouTube video stream. So all's well that ends well, or begins well. Today we're cooking biryani. Now, it's the BIR style biryani, which is very different from the traditional style. So I'd just like to say that from the outset, it's not supposed to be a traditional biryani dish. It's what you get in the restaurants in this country. That is the mainstream BIR restaurants. Okay, I'll get rid of this, show you the ingredients as per normal. Right, it makes a nice change not to make a curry for once. In fact, people are asking me if I'm going to do the curry sauce accompaniment to the biryani. In restaurants you get usually a simple, basic curry sauce, sometimes with vegetables in it. But I'm not going to do that today, although I've got one to show you a bit later. Right, just checking the messages here. Hello Marcus Gardner, John Sargent, Rob French, Helen Oliver, yeah, all familiar names. I know you all, and thank you very much for coming. And cheers everyone. What's everyone drinking? Hello all newcomers. Cooking a biryani today. Now, you don't have to put anything in it, any main ingredients, and if you don't want, it will just be almost like a fried rice, but I'm going to be putting chicken tikka in it. I chopped up some chicken tikka there. You could use prawns, you could even use lamb, shish kebab, little bits of shish kebab chopped up, very nice, keema. The choice is yours. I think cauliflower will work quite well in here as well. Yeah. Okay. Not organised today. My head's somewhere else. So, ingredients we're going to need, and good luck to all of you who are going to cook along. Now, I hope, I've tried to stress it clearly, but the rice you need to use Basmati rice. You don't have to use Basmati, but it's a nice aromatic flavour. Make sure it's dry, in other words, not just come out of the saucepan and it's still steam coming off it. If you try and fry rice like that, if it's steamy and still damp, then you'll get a soggy biryani. It would be horrible. So the best thing to do is let it cool off and dry. Obviously, don't leave it at room temperature for very long for safety reasons, but you can use leftover rice from the night before. Rice does last quite a long time in the fridge, actually. Keep it sort of covered. Right. Oil. Well, this is oil and butter ghee mixed together. I've got about 2 tablespoons there. And to that, we're going to add various bits and bobs. We've got some onion, chopped up onion. By the way, the ingredients are listed in the video description below. Some red pepper, some chilli, which is optional, some garlic, it's about 2 cloves in there. We've got, let me think, yeah, that's about teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons of mixed powder, teaspoon and a half, and some salt, a little bit of salt in there. And here we have half a teaspoon of fennel seeds and half a teaspoon of Kasuri Methi, dried fenugreek leaves. I've cooked some onions. I've just fried these sliced onions slowly until they're nice and brown. Just a tiny bit of salt. I'm going to use that to garnish at the end. And we've also got, if I can find it, here it is. We've got 1 egg beaten with a tiny pinch of salt in it. We're going to use that to make an omelette, which is usually served on top or covering, you know, all sort of a dome shape on top. But it's just very simple 1 egg omelette, very easy to make. Okay, and yeah, more garnish. We've got a cucumber slice and tomato. I think they're quite important, actually. You know, they kind of make the dish. It's nice to have a bit of texture and a bit of freshness. And of course, coriander. Have I missed anything? I don't think so. So, are we all ready then? Okay, for this you can use a wok or a frying pan, preferably non-stick. And in fact, I recommend non-stick. Don't use a bare metal pan for this. But I'm going to use the high heat for this. This is quite a heavy pan, so I want to keep the heat up to keep the temperature of the pan up. Let me just adjust the camera here. Yeah. Right. Okay, good enough. So I'm going to put the flame on. I would say high at first, so to heat the pan or wok up. Hello Sherry Berry, first timer, welcome. And you've ordered my book, volume 1, brilliant, thank you. Hello Carl from Wales. Food from up north, hello. You know those fried onions, Helen Oliver, yeah. I've been nibbling on those, they're very, very Moorish actually, I must stop. Paul Moss says, Richard, can you say hello to my wife Lorraine, who is watching you for the first time tonight? Hello. Hello Lorraine. Welcome to the madness. Right, so it's heating up nicely. Time for a swig of beer. Cheers. So to that, we will add about 2 tablespoons of oil. You don't really want any more than that. It's plenty. By the way, this is going to feed 1 person generously. Certainly will be just enough for 2 if you serve it with a curry sauce on the side. I don't suggest you upscale this because, you know, of the mess, and you need a much bigger flame and a bigger pan, and just cook it twice or 3 or 4 times, however many you need to. It doesn't take long. In fact, this might be quite a short video, so let's see how it goes. I'm not wearing a skirt, Michael, no. But I'm wearing sandals, like Spartacus did. Marcus, yeah, you can buy fried onions from the supermarkets, yeah. They're okay, they're crispy. You know, they're better. It's better to have them than not, but if you can cook your own, it's better. Ouzo. You're having ouzo, are you, Lisa? I haven't had that for years. No, you're not Spartacus, Lisa. Who's Spartacus then? Right, that's heated up nicely. We're going to add the Fennel Seeds, the Kasuri Methi, the onion, the garlic, red pepper. I didn't mention that before, did I? It's about 40 grams of red pepper. I'm going to sort of soften this up slightly. It's smelling great already. So who's cooking along then? If you haven't got your hands tied up, just say if you are. I'll add the green chilli in now as well. You don't have to add that, it's completely optional. Oh, thanks, Jessica. Just going to soften them up. There's no hurry with this. It's on its lowest setting. That's as low as you can get it. And it's still hot. Cool. Good to see people cooking. Kaylin, Robbo, Wayne. Do you know what? That's those biryani packet mixes are actually quite good. They're very salty, but it's very convenient if you're making a traditional style biryani. You know, the layers. You sort of cook a curry slowly. It's like a thin curry, and then you put it in a big pot, and you layer the rice on top and sort of bake it in the oven sealed for a while, and it's very nice. But this is equally delicious. You could refer it to as a special fried rice, because effectively that's what it is, with a few extra bits and bobs. Right, green chilli, if it's good enough for Misty, it's going in mine. Yeah, come on guys. Paul, hit that like button. Yeah, hit the like button. Also, click on the share button and see if you can share it to social media. Let's see how many people we can get in. Right, I think that's about ready now to put in. That's about, let me think. Yeah, that's about a teaspoon and a half of mixed powder and about a third of a teaspoon of salt. You can always add salt afterwards if it's not enough. If you're using any other vegetables like mushrooms, now's a good time to put them in. But of course, some vegetables will have needed pre-cooking, like, you know, cauliflower and carrots and stuff. So that's going to sizzle away. We don't want to burn the powders, the mixed powder. Cheers, thank you. 170 people. That's very respectable for a rice dish. Well, this recipe is from Indian Restaurant Curry at Home Volume 1, my first book, which is selling very well at the moment thanks to lockdown, which is ironic really, because everything else is pretty bad in the world, but book sales doing very well. So thank you to all who have bought one. for themselves, or perhaps a gift for somebody else, or recommended them. Much appreciated. Okay, that's enough. I've been waffling along. I don't want to let those spices burn. In with it, I'm using the chicken tikka here. You don't want to cook raw chicken in this. Well, I suppose you could, but it would just take too long. You want to retain some crunch to the peppers and onion. So that goes in there. Right, now it's time to put the rice in. That's enough. It's about 250 grams of cooked rice. We want to treat it fairly carefully. In fact, I'm going to switch from a wooden spoon, which is quite blunt, to something a bit more rice friendly, because I don't want to break up the rice grains. So we've got a lot more in the pan now, so I want to turn the heat up, get the temperature on, temperature right. But, you know, I'm going to turn the heat down because we've got plenty of time, otherwise this video will be over before it's begun. The maid tells you missed the first part. This is overnight rice. It's cooked rice that's been allowed to cool down and dry off. So it can be new rice as long as it's not moist. And mix it all together so the spice, the colour of the spice penetrates all the grains. You don't want to fiddle about with it too much, because you break the grains up and it releases starch and becomes a little bit stodgy. This brand is White Pearl Basmati Rice. I tend to buy quite expensive rice. Generally speaking, you get what you pay for. Obviously, if you buy them in larger quantities from Asian supermarkets, you get a good deal. And you've got to cook it right to make sure it stays nice and long and separated. Starch is the enemy with rice. You don't want to let it be released. Okay, I'm going to add some coriander in. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more oil here, mixed with butter ghee, just a little bit. So you can see this is a very generous portion actually. You could feed 2 people. If you have a curry alongside it, you can just add more chicken or other main ingredients as you wish. So really, it's literally only going to take a minute or two longer. I think we're almost good to go. Just make sure everything's piping hot. Get that rice at a safe temperature. Now you could add all sorts of things here. You could put in sultanas if you like that. A lot of people don't. You could put in, what else could you put in? Saffron if you wanted, saffron water, kura water or rose water for that special touch. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. Because I'm spontaneous like that. I'm going to use this kura water. Okay, I'm just going to drizzle a tiny bit. Just not much at all. It's very strong, so you don't need much. So now it's kind of sticking a bit to the pan. I think we're almost ready with this now. Yeah. Now we'll put that to one side. And now we're going to do the omelette. So get the pan heated up. Use a different non-stick pan. Hopefully you've got another one on-stick pan. Flaked almonds, brilliant idea, Helen. Yeah. Coconut flour, yes, Caleb, thank you. It's in the recipe. If you like a little bit of coconutty texture, sprinkle on a little bit of coconut powder or flour. So here I've got one egg. This is a large egg. Use whatever size you want or have. It's got a tiny bit of salt, and I'll just put a bit of turmeric in it just for colour, and mix it up well. You need a bit of oil. Fingers crossed this goes fine. Sometimes it goes pear-shaped. Now we're live, it's bound to go pear-shaped. Alright, that's enough. Get the pan nice and coated. And just pour in the egg. Try to keep it in a circle. Best if you add the egg from room temperature, not from fridge cold, because it takes too long to cook, and the top won't get sort of adequately cooked before the bottom gets crisped up and burned. I'm going to leave that for a minute. In fact, what I'm going to do is just cover it. I'll let the steam cook the top. Okay. There we go. Now feel free to use some kitchen towel to pad the oil off. That's done. Put it to one side. Look at that. Got away with it. Right, assembly time. What I'm going to do is get some vegetable curry that I have just kind of heated up. Oops. Now this is just a simple vegetable curry from the recipe is in Indian Restaurant Curry at Home Volume 1. Now this is typical of the side you get to a biryani. Often they don't put vegetable in, they give you curry sauce, and often you can choose whatever curry sauce you want. So it's completely flexible, but it is nice to have something a bit moist with the biryani. So I'm just reading something. Yeah, doing it for 3 people, yeah, 3 omelettes, or you could make, say, two large eggs and chop it up into 3, you know? Yeah, White Rabbit, it does cook quick. It's only a single egg, and, you know, in restaurants they don't have time to muck around. So anyway, there's nice vegetable curry on the side. So now we're going to put the biryani in this brand new bowl I got. Very good, eh? Double boiled. Right. looking good. So on top of that, we're going to put the egg. In fact, it won't fit properly, so what I'm going to do is just tuck it in. Hopefully you can I'll get away with that presentation. Bit of coriander. And finally, see if I can get this looking okay. Slice of tomato and a slice of cucumber. Looking good? I think so. But the proof is in the taste, and you've only got my word for that. Right, shall we taste it? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use another camera, take a photo of that before I delve into it. So bear with me, please. How many viewers have we got on, by the way? Okay. Right. I can't wait to try this. Can I find a spoon when you want one? Okay. Right, ready? Is everyone else finished, by the way? Have you cooking? Let's try a bit of this omelette as well. There we go. It tastes very nice. It's as expected. It does what it says on the tin, but the addition of the egg, it's got a really nice texture that goes with the rice, and the chicken tikka I cut up into small pieces because I think it's very nice to have a little bite of tikka with every spoonful or forkful. Oh God, yeah. Oh, it's throwing me off. I forgot my onions. Oh, disgraceful. It's a bit late now, but some fried onions on top. That screwed the presentation up, but never mind. Right. That's one big mouthful, isn't it? Oh. Look at that. Chase it with some of this vegetable sauce. That's good. I'm certainly going to enjoy this. There's lots of it. I've leftovers tomorrow. So how are we all? Cool. Well, this isn't obviously this obviously isn't a traditional Indian biryani. It's not supposed to be, it doesn't try to be. It's just what you get on a restaurant menu in this country. Okay, well, it's quite a short video, only half an hour, but thank you very, very much for coming along and watching. If you're interested in the full recipe with all the trimmings, you'll find the recipe in my book, Indian Restaurant Curry at Home Volume 1, along with a simple vegetable curry sauce recipe. And not forgetting Volume 2. Loads more recipes in here, and there's a couple of really good special rice dishes as well. A lemon rice and a cumin and onion pilau rice. Very nice. Well, thanks again. And yeah, bye for now.